should be feeling fairly free to just innovate and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course, a prize pool of $275,000 is not to be sniffed at. It's a lot of money on the line for a single 5-day tournament. I mean, these guys are going to be trying to take this home. I mean, it's a big cash prize for whoever takes that first place, no doubt about it. Theban, let's talk about this series we've got in our hands. Then we've already talked about LGD. Talk to me about Undying, because this is probably the team I'm most looking forward to seeing on the international stage right now.
Yeah, I think everyone is, especially because they haven't had their chance to shine, throughout the DPC season. It was always Quincy and EG that were ahead of them. And, that third slot opened up because they were already direct invite to TI. This is a team that likes to play by the system. They have this idea of how to do things on the map, just stick to it and just keep sticking to that idea and sort of just win games through it. And now that you're playing against like these international teams, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to play that systematic Dota, because some of these guys, they have different styles. You need to adapt to that. And Undying, I think this is going to be a lot of experience for them to pick up here right before TI. And this is exactly what they need.
Especially for Saberlight, right? Nomad, like the guy has been not the most experienced player in the scene for a long time. And he's the one, I just want to continue what Theban said. He's the one that really has this methodical style of playing. He's going to do the same thing over and over again, but he makes it work because he practices the same punch 1,000 times. So some axe running mid with phase boots, minute 11. It's literally what he made.
Yeah, this guy is the anime character we're looking at here. I mean, this guy's been the one who's been playing on ping for the entire season. We haven't yet to seen him at his full power. What can he do when he is unlocked? Well, we're going to find out in this game. But LGD, this is a team which has been kind of cut and pasted. They're a little bit... we're into the draft already, and we have ourselves a Clink. Yep. Now, this is one of the heroes which we were definitely expecting to see. Bane as well, a very, very popular hero in the patch right now. Two very strong picks, right? Why don't you talk me through these drafts, gentlemen?
Well, for me, it even starts at the bans here, right? Keeper of the Light, that's something that I feel like in this patch has become incredibly powerful. We saw LGD even play it before the patch hit a lot, and they're just kind of going through with it. Now other teams have realized how strong it is. We saw mid Keeper of the Light too, which is kind of big. But in general, the bans here, these are like pop terrorizers at the moment. And on this side of Undying, they go for this very classic 2 team fight strong heroes in the Tidehunter. The Bane Tidehunter can still buy very good aura items, and LGD with this Clinks, he's just so good now with that first skill, being able to clear waves, farm so fast. Even neutrals, like this hero previously couldn't farm stacks and now can, so it's an actual carry at this point.
And they ban out the Vengeful as well on the side of Undying, talking about these heroes that seemingly are extremely broken. Plus the Luna for PSG.LGD, something that has a lot of armor on the side of Undying, would really fit their playstyle. With the Tidehunter, you wouldn't be able to stop that early aggression with a couple of utility items. Overall, what do you think, guys? Where's this Pangolier going to go? I've been seeing PSG.LGD really experiment with their drafts.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think mainly people playing Pango in the 4 role, some in the position 3, not as much in position 2, but because it's Zhao 8, we really don't know where it's gonna end up going. As we saw in the last tournament that they played in, him going to a position 4 role and having Jin Q play mid in some of the situations, essentially.
Yeah.
Wait, they played. You guys watched ESL, right? I didn't catch that particular game. Was there a Spirit Breaker mid lane or something similar?
A couple of times, yeah. Zhao 8's an absolute maniac who's willing to do anything. And one of the games in the grand finals was absolutely nuts because he just kept, there was a team fight I remember specifically where he basically charged the, I believe it was a Spirit Breaker every single time. Even when they were just walking out of the fountain, he's charging in there, and yet somehow that takes him the fight because it allows him to kill the Medusa like the rest of the team are just freed up. I don't know, it was just some maniac bonkers gameplay from LGD, and that's what's been carrying them through.
if someone told me that Keeper of the Light would be mid, I could believe that. Like, I've seen that before. Maybe in top tier pubs in Europe, it has been played. Have been spammers even before the patches. However, Spirit Breaker, I would never guess that. I like the Bane versus Pango, by the way, coming back to the real drafts. I think overall it does give you some strengths, and Bane plus Mirana is also a pretty decent old school combination. And they love their Mirana on both of these teams.
Yeah, this hero can definitely slow the game down quite a bit, especially with that arrow, just running out, destroying catapults, buying time. For a team that has a lot of team fight, you need to be able to slow the game down to get to that mid game where you have all your items and all your skills up and just be able to mow down all the towers. And LGD just picking up a lane shoving hero and then a Legion commander. This is most likely going to be the position 5 LC. That's something we saw Y do that a lot before the patch as well.
Yeah, they have
Lina.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say with Lina, it's gonna be very difficult for Undying to actually take any objectives because they don't really have those heroes that can go from the sides and just kind of catch her off guard right now.
And this should be your position 4, right? On the side of PSG.LGD, the Lina. They have been playing it mostly on XinQ. But on that point that Y could be playing Legion, like they have been the team that has experimented with position 5s throughout the season. If Nomad probably remembers Gyrocopter 5, like all these carry positions played on position 5, that mostly was invented in China in the last couple of seasons. When it comes to these couple of them, right? Like the Gyrocopter, and I can't remember what else was played, Nomad. There was something else as well. IO and there's
obviously the
Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Oh, Faceless Void is yeah, but it's a bit newer.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's a great one though.
Yeah. Actually, they do. Undying has one of the Faceless Void 5 players too in Dubu. He's played a lot of that. He's a big advocate of it. So I wonder if at some point in this tournament we'll actually get to see that.
Yeah, and in previous patches as well, right? Dubu was running the Void 5. Like, this isn't a recent thing for him, is it?
Yeah, he's been terrorizing some pubs in North America. Some other players tried to start that trend, and there was a lot of there was a time there where everyone was just running down middle every time they saw a position 5 Void. So yeah, it wasn't a very good time for any Dota, I'll tell you that.
Nope. But I want to talk about this draft. There's a couple of things which don't make sense to my plebeian mind. Firstly is LGD picking Pangolin into Bane, because to me, Bane is a good answer to Pangolin. You just grip him up in the middle of that Rolling Thunder and he starts to have some issues. I mean, what's going on there?
Maybe, I mean, Lizard could correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the thing about Pango, why it's so good is like a lot has to do with his laning stage and that slow effect from his shield crash and just how annoying he is, and just having that effect. Like if Bane has to stand there and grip this Pango, then that's a problem. And then you also have this Legion commander that you're covering the Pango with as well.
I agree completely with what you just said. I think Pango should be fine here. I talked about the Bane earlier, about the combination with Pango, the counter to Pango, but you can play around that. Meanwhile, one thing that you can't play against really as a Troll Warlord is a Razor. So they ban it out on the side of Undying. They pick up that Troll. The laning stage itself, I'm not sure. Are they expecting this Legion commander to be on offlane? Because then Trolls would make some sense, but PSG.LGD can still react to that a little bit better.
Yeah, I think they just want to have like the strongest possible lane they can create here with this Troll Warlord, and I would have to agree, like they're probably just covering their bases with this Legion commander and just going with the Troll, something very classic. I'm just not so sure how I feel about it. And in theory, if this hero can get on top of a Clinks, then the Clinks is going to have a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
but that's really nice.
I like this a lot. Yeah.
Why do you like it, Nomad? You just like OD?
He just looks
like
cool,
the hero.
No. I love that they've got themselves a secondary like save from this arrow combination, from the grip from the Bane. You know, don't leave it all up to the Legion. Now you've got them to cover each other. You know, you can't just grip the Legion and then have a free team fight, right?
And you also have a hero that's really strong versus Tidehunter, right? And you have a hero that can completely negate Troll until he gets that BKB. He pops the ulti, you put him under, you put him to sleep, chill out, little rage boy. and you continue your game. So Undying now has to figure out a way to deal with the OD. Puck has been banned out preemptively, obviously, by PSG.LGD.
Yeah.
Lina has been picked up by PSG.LGD.
Undying
What
got to
can
give
they
the...
go for?
They need some catch as well, and they'll go for the Storm in order to get that. Okay, all right. I mean, I feel like this is a box ticker for Undying. Is it enough, though? What draft are we favoring in this first game of the tournament, guys?
How are they laning this? So Jinkyu is 4, Pango should be the 5, I guess. Why is playing it? I mean, they can mix things up, right?
Zhao 8 mid? Faith beyond off
Legion middle.
And no, I think it's I think it's Legion mid against Storm. That doesn't sound too bad, right? Does it? Am I crazy?
It's gonna be pretty rough.
Yeah,
I think
it's
Storm's
rough,
gonna
yeah.
free farm that.
Jinky
Yeah,
mid
you're gonna
then?
have to run into remnants to harass the Storm. That's gonna be a big problem. But looking at the draft, I think there's so many saves on the side of LGD. Like Undying, they need Saberlight to have a really good game, so he can get this early dagger and just be able to go in and catch off this Lina or the Clinks and just be able to just be that guy at the front lines here. Because if not, LGD, they're just gonna remove all your stuns and just play around with the Pango, and the Clink's just going to start picking off this Bane and the backline so easily.
Lizard,
If you show me these 2 drafts like a month ago and you cover up the team names, I would actually go for Undying's draft. However, things have changed. The meta is completely different, and it looks like these little bit wonkier drafts do have advantage. Plus, I really can't put my finger on how they're going to lane on PSG.LGD, so I'm currently lost a little bit, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this one pans out.
Hopefully one of these teams shines a light in your direction. For me, I am going to go with Team Undying here. I do feel like it's a little bit slanted towards LGD, but Undying, they've just got so much more to play for here. It's their first game internationally, and it's Saberlight unlocked. And you said if he has a good game, he can control this game up, and I think he will. I'm putting faith in my boy. And let's find out what's going to happen in this game with our casters for the first game of the tournament. We have BQ and we have Mo Farah.
Yes, you do. You got the 2 of us back again with the white vans, ready to go. LGD Undying. Gonna be a fun one. I was looking up some quick stats, Mo. I'm a big quick stats guy.
Oh, stat man. Yeah, okay.
Faith Beyond. He's played this Undying, or he's played this OD 7 times. Can you guess how many times he's won?
I really hope it's an extreme. I'm gonna go 7.
Once. You were close.
Okay. I went the wrong end of the scale.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Yeah. Once. And the last time he played it was 5 months ago. His last win was... Well, his only win was May 21st, 2019, when he was still playing for eHome, played against Team Sirius. That is Team Sirius of the Aster organization. So, yeah, it's been a while.
I'm
We'll
really
see how
looking
it
forward
goes.
to this one in general, though. It's nice to see, like the panel we're talking about, it's nice to see Undying finally poke their head through the doors, see what they can do. I think they'll be really comfortable with what they've got. You know, they've got like this Tide Mirana off lane. Obviously, Moon very good on this Mirana. You know, Bryo's got his Storm. So, yeah, interested to see how they do. I personally favour LGD a little bit here. I agree, though, the Storm should do really well against this Legion mid, like the panel was saying, but I think, yeah, definitely LGD in my books.
Hey, it was a little up in the air. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Zhao 8 in the mid lane with that Legion, or if it was going to be the Church of Lina Shinkyu with the Lina, you know, going over mid. Church of Lina back at it again. Doors open for anybody who's willing to have faith in this Lina. We'll have to see how it goes, how they can continue to use this Lina, if it's going to be the same as what we saw in the China region OGA that happened just, what, a month ago, if that.
Yeah. I'll say as well that normally this troll Bane lane sounds really strong, right? But they're up against these 2, like, pokey range heroes, which is not fun for the troll at all. So, yeah, I think top lane should be relatively even, I would say, but yeah, not easy for the troll at all, considering how strong this lane could have been on paper.
Yeah, it definitely feels like if you're Undying, you step out of position for just a moment, and you might get caught out. We'll see when the OD goes into the Astral Imprisonment, if that does happen pretty soon. Have that with like an LSA and then a Dragon Slave. All of a sudden, you're taking a lot of damage. There's potential kiting and lockdown in this lane. That could be pretty devastating if, again, Undying find themselves out of position. But it's whether or not LGD can make that happen. And Innocence is going to go down to Moomiander. So first blood coming in for this Mirana.
You have to be so careful with this lane. Like, the damage between the Gush and the Arrow is so strong. And the Gush sets up really nicely for the Arrow as well, obviously, with the slow coming through, so...
Jowie really taking a lot of damage mid. How do you feel about this 5-position Pango? Usually, when I see Pango, I'm thinking, like, potentially a Blink Dagger for the disruption in team fights where you go into the Rolling Thunder. Do you think they maybe position this Pango lower in the priority due to the fact that they've got the Bane, something that was talked about on the panel?
I mean, if the Bane's gripping a Pango every fight, I don't think that's great for... yeah, like you said, that's where you move down to +5. I get that, but... I don't know, they have the save anyway from the Legion. They've got like a pseudo save from the OD as well. I think the Bane's game's hard in general, no matter where you put the Pango, so...
It's going to be hard to really get a full Bean's grip off in this kind of game. Get in prison, get hit with the LSA. Bryle, Jowie fighting back and forth, and Jowie's going to get the kill on a Bryle mid.
The prize is mine.
Ooh.
A solo kill there for Jowie. A lot of people have been counting him out of some of these matchups. But certainly making a statement pretty early. LSA lands onto the Bane, and Dubu's kind of caught out of position. And a lot of mana left on him, but he'll throw that Nightmare out. Chinkyu, LSA hits on Tomato. Just go back and forth. A couple of right clicks coming in. He's fine to walk away. Not really working with a lot of mana for Dubu. He does have that clarity, so...
And good arrow dodge.
Charges. Oh, why? One more right click. Moomiander will get another kill. All right.
Yeah, really nice pathing by Y, though, there to dodge the arrow. I don't know if you saw that, but it ended up hitting the clinks anyway in the back. So a little bit unfortunate, but... Yeah. I mean, Moon... I've seen him play this hero so much now, it feels like, on the Mirana. Always does a really solid job. Are they going to salve the clinks back up again?
Yeah, salve back up after being down quite low, so he gets to stay in this lane for a little bit. Shinkyu again taking a bit of damage here as Faith Beyond trying to look at maybe going and getting a kill here on the Dubu if they can land the LSA and have the damage to get this kill, and it looks like they might. Brain Sap though, Shinkyu in trouble. Fairy Fire, and Shinkyu is going to hit the dust first. And Faith Beyond will finally trade. Swashbuckle, Shield Crash. Saberlight needs to be very careful. Ame outputting quite a bit of damage here in the bottom lane, and Moomiander now eating a couple of those shots as well. I'll get chased under the tower. And it's not the greatest feeling for Saberlight, but he will get an Earn Charge and a Tango to use.
Oh, Xiao's level 6 now as well, so... Bryle does have to be careful around this mid lane. Like, if there is a rotation in before he hits the 6 himself, but... It doesn't look like it will happen.
See how quickly they can get off to the races with this dual damage.
Double bracer as well. Right, so they have the level 6 on the Stomp coming up here. Okay, he's got it now. They want to try and hit
down top.
Oh.
I'll get the kill there onto the Lina. They were looking over mid, potentially to have Moomiander going into Zhao 8, but...
Oh, the courier doesn't die.
Oh, now Mirana's courier might die in here. That's pretty bad.
I like how Zhao 8's courier doesn't die in 2 hits, and then Zhao 8 just runs over and 1 hits the Mirana's courier. That's sad. Yeah, so Innocent's going to try and match the rotations here to see where the Mirana's moving around. Lane's going well for LGD so far, though, I would say.
We're going to pick up that haste. Snag it away here from Zhao 8. Couple bounty runes picked up though for LGD, and there's the Meteor Hammer through for Faith Beyond, and he'll try to line this up. We'll slam down on a Dubu. They're making a rotation with the Tide Hunter, so Faith Beyond, he's standing there. Nightmare
Trouble on
comes in.
Dubu,
Dubu, he's going to drop. Saberlight's in. He's got the Ravage. Sanity's going to be dropped. Saberlight, Tomato trying to fight this, going after Faith Beyond, but they've also got Y coming into the mix. LSA lands. Saberlight, he TP'd into this. This is going to be a bit of a problem for him because now it's a 2-for-1, and he just TP'd top.
Yeah, that's really rough for Saberlight as well. Like, you're missing out on so much now, especially with this lane pushing into the bot lane. I've seen Moon's going to get all the XP, so at least it's going to somebody, but big use of resources to end up losing the fight 2-1 anyway.
Yeah, you TP in, now you're losing out on a lot. You also use Ravage, so for the most part, I would say LGD feel pretty fine playing aggressively if they want to move around the map.
I will say, so Undying have this problem where their two supports don't really push waves that well in general, right? So whether OD's just going to be pushing in this top lane with the Meteor Hammer over and over again, normally you would send up like some hero that could just push the lanes out up top. They don't really have one. It's kind of like the Tide with Anchor Smash and do it a little bit, but the OD threatens him at all points. So you do have to be a bit worried. And I think with this catapult wave, they should just be able to take this tower. Could easily see them diving that Bane.
Yeah, if Dubu's not too careful, Faith Beyond's just going to go in, and this Meteor Hammer really just makes big problems here for Undying. Not only do you have it to follow up the Astral Imprisonment, but you have it to take towers and push out the waves. They're going to arrow the catapult. They've got the ball lightning into the vortex. They'll go up to Shinkyu. LSA is not going to land. They've got the Astral Imprisonment, but there's the Nightmare. They should at least secure one, and they will. People will get credit for that. Again, bringing 3 heroes into the top lane.
Okay, they keep the tower alive. I'm surprised they went for it, but they do keep it alive. I forgot that they had the Marauder to kill the catapult as well. That does help. He's getting Battle Fury on Troll. Okay.
Is that going to be a fast enough build-up?
I mean, they have strong heroes that can fight around the Troll. Like, Troll's one of those heroes that can fight even only when it has Battle Fury, right? If it really needs to. It doesn't want to, but it can.
Right. Bottom lane, duel out onto Saberlight. Do they have the damage for it before the duel's over? No, they don't, so they won't get duel damage. They should be able to secure a kill. I say that. Saberlight juking into the trees still won't be enough. Xiaohui gets the final shot on that one with the overwhelming odds.
That was really nice by Saberlight, though. I don't know if you saw, he got the Anchor Smash off just before he got dueled. So, allowed him to stop as much damage coming through from at least the Legion. It might have hit the Lina as well. So, yeah. He dies anyway, but stops the duel damage.
Storm going to TP up towards the top lane, and they're going to smoke. So Bryle and Dubu smoke up top, potentially looking for a kill here onto the OD. This is a bit of a tough ask. We'll see if they can get it. Ball lightning into the vortex. They've got the Fiend's Grip, just level 6 here for Dubu. They're TPing in one. Shield crash from Y. And now they've got the Nightmare to follow it up. This might just be giving away another one. He has Swashbuckle once he's out of the Nightmare to get some distance, and it becomes a question of whether or not Undying want to dive for him, and they won't just yet.
They might,
now,
yeah.
He goes in, ball lightning, and yeah, he's got
no mana on the storm.
Vortex, and I've got the Moonlight Shadow to get Bryle out. Okay, and that got a little bit weird from Y. Ravage now used bottom, and they might have just found a kill here onto the Clinks. Ami's gonna drop 2. That's 3 straight kills for Undying around the map.
Can they get the Mirana here as well? Oh, yeah.
Good lead.
Okay. I mean, that's a really difficult one to time, unfortunately, before the lead comes through. Yeah, great Moonlight Shadow allows the Storm to retreat out. They see the Legion TPing in, so they instantly know that this go on the Clink spot with the Moonlight Shadow is going to work as well. With Legion not being around in the area. Really well played by Undying. And again, this arrow stops another catapult push up in the top lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Zhao H just looking to get the tower. Using that, press the attack, trying to avoid it getting denied, and
top tower has fallen.
there he goes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So he's going Blade Mail first on the Legion. Okay.
Bottom lane. Got the Vortex again. Faith Beyond, Astral Imprisonment onto the Storm. Sanity's going to be dropped down, but they've got the Anchor Smash from Saberlight to get another kill. And once again, Y shows up here. Chinkyu, he's got Laguna Blade to throw if potentially anybody gets low enough for them to get that first damage kill. Dragon Slave, Rolling Thunder, LSA, there it is. But Nightmare press the attack with the duel, and immediately the Laguna Blade to get the kill.
It almost looked like the Laguna Blade hit before the duel even went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the damage in the end. And if you want to kill the Tide at this point in the game, you do have to drop that though, right? Like, you can't just semi-commit to him. You have to drop those 2 big ults at the same time.
I guess the good thing is, though, Laguna Blade is only 70 seconds on first level, so like that's not even that long of a cooldown where you've got this burst damage to come out.
That's okay, isn't it?
Astro Imprisonment top lane on a Dubu. We're really in the Radiant Triangle. They'll have Ame to get that damage out and get himself a kill. And now looking over down back bottom as Zhao 8's getting chased. Press the attack, trying to run. Ball Lightning. Bryle, with the help of Saberlight, has the kill, and they'll take out this Legion 11-7 in favor of Undying. They've got a 1k lead, and this has all kept the eyes of LGD off of Tomato, who is really looking to finish off this Battle Fury as quickly as he can. He's not too far off of it.
Yeah, love seeing Undying play around this Tide in general, though. I mean, he's the hero that you want to play around to make things happen, right? And they're punishing LGD's greed at the moment. You know, they have these 3 cores that all want to get online and farm a little bit. So finding these really early pickoffs is going to be great for them, like you say, to enable the troll to find that space to farm.
Looks like Saberlight wants to go mid. He's got Ravage up again. Hobbs actually spotting Y, who will spot Saberlight. Smoke from both teams. Now Saberlight might be ready to throw down that Ravage. The Rolling Thunder comes in and hits onto the Tide. They've got themselves the Astro Imprisonment that hits onto the Storm. But now Saberlight looking to set up for a Ravage, but the Rolling Thunder comes in again. They get the stun out on Zhao 8. It's the Fiend's Grip that comes through from Dubu, and they'll kill off Zhao 8. They don't need to use the Ravage. They'll find themselves a +1 as Y can't run away. Bryle with the double kill and a killing spree for him, and now a 2k lead for Undying. Dubu using that Fiend's Grip to stop the what looked to be a potential duel on the Saberlight to set up a fight to stop the Ravage from coming out, and at the end of the day, they don't even need to use it.
That's the thing, right? The Rolling Thunder for LGD is such an important spell in these team fights, right? Because it is their big team fight. Oh, hang on. They're just going to get the tower here. If the Rolling Thunder doesn't hit the back lines, it's really difficult for them.
LSA comes out. They've got the Ravage that's going to land on a Faith Beyond as well as Shinkyu. They get the kill on a Faith Beyond. They take the OD. Now they're going to look over at Y as well as Ame. Ame tries to get out of this one. He's running. He's so close to dead. Will stand his ground and at least get the kill on a Saberlight. They've got the duel.
Oh no, the duel!
The battle trance off in time. So they get that kill on Zhao. They'll take out Shinkyu. That's 4 dead on the side of LGD. Y's the last one left, and they might be able to get themselves a full team wipe and keep Bryle alive. Tomato goes into a neutral creep. They've got the sweep on a Y, and now he's going into the Rolling Thunder. He'll kill off Bryle.
Oh my god.
This fight is so back and forth. Does he get a +1 on Dubu? Can somebody kill this Pangolier and get the full team wipe? It doesn't look like it just yet, but they've got the Brain Sap swashbuckle away, and now Faith Beyond's back in to help. The arrow doesn't land. Here comes the Meteor Hammer, but the Starstorm finally finishes off. Why? They've got the Sentence Eclipse that kills off Dubu, trying to TP out and will successfully escape his Moomeander.
I don't know how Troll died. I mean, he obviously died to a neutral, we know that, but and I don't know what happened. But then, I mean, Bryle tries to Soul Ring to get away because he knows he's going to die if not. Accidentally, you know, pops it and then doesn't get the zip off quite in time, so dies to the Pango. But
we got the replay up, so we'll see as much as we can. Ravage, Beyond ends up dead. Moomeander's all of a sudden on a killing spree. Let's try and keep an eye here on the Troll because he does get that battle trance off.
Yeah, that was huge.
They're actually fighting mid for a second. No, they're all right. Astro Imprisonment looking for the duel, but the Fiend's Grip from Dubu committed.
Oh.
And now they go into the Moonlight Shadow to try and just pull the ejection cord on that one.
That's nice by Dubo, though, in a way. Yes, he only uses the Fiend's Grip for a second, but it stops the Legion from pushing any further, right? So this is a problem.
They found Zhao 8, and he is going to die here. Bryle, you were saying early in this game, he got his Storm. And when you kind of describe someone getting their player like that, you know you're in for a good time.
Yeah, this is the problem, I was going to say, with OD as well. The hero's so strong in lanes and things, right, but it doesn't offer the same level of team fight as something like this Tide would, right? Oh, Dubu.
And Dubu in a lot of trouble. I see that, and here comes the rest of Undying.
Radiant's middle tower is
Call an
under
ambulance, but not for me, as they take out Y and Shinkyu.
This Bane here is so tanky, though, with this stat gain. Like, even though building all these, like, casual health items as well. But, yeah, and this is the problem with Faithbeyond. This OD here feels really strong early on in the laning stage, but at this point in the game, it feels so underwhelming.
Arrow comes in, and then it hits him. He's trying to stand his ground with a Meteor Hammer, but another kill.
Like, look at the OD's net worth now. Like, even Moon Meander's above Faith Beyond at this point on the Mirana. And Moon Meander is so good at this hero at finding net worth. Whenever I watch him play this Mirana, without fail, he will always find gold. I don't know what he does, but...
And they're going to go in for this. They're going to try and get a kill here on Ame. Arrow lands,
Great arrow.
And it's on the money. They've got themselves everything they need to get this kill on Ame. And it's just LGD are hemorrhaging kills to the high pace, heavy aggression of Undying. And that's with them initially losing their lanes, right? It was like, oh, they lost their lanes, and then they fought aggressively and brought it right back.
It's really difficult for LGD to push their laning advantage into anything, though, because they don't really fight that well into Undying, right? Like we were saying, their 3 cores all need a little bit of time and farm to come online. Whereas, you know, Undying just run at them. They find pickoffs with this Storm. They play around the Tide Hunter to take team fights.
Right. And now they've got this Aegis in the hands of Troll, who picked up a Battle Fury at a pretty respectable time and is going into the Sanj and Yasha afterwards. He's already got the Yasha going into the Sanj to finish it off, so... And on top of the fact that Storm's going Ags after picking up Kaya Sanj. Like, he's ready to go, and they were looking mid. They've got the Moonlight Shadow, so... They are shrouded for the moment. There is a sentry down. Ame just trying to weave himself away from this team, but as he does that, Bryle and the rest will gang up on Y, and Bryle is dominating. He had that one death that was seemingly detrimental in the mid lane, but has come back with a vengeance involved in 18 of the 24 kills that Undying has.
Yeah, they're looking really good at the moment. I think feels like Bryle's been everywhere, right?
Yeah.
When he needs to be somewhere to get involved and get stuck in a fight, he's always there. And he's going for this Ag second item as well, which is going to be devastating. Like, if you can get into the backline and, like, find this OD or, like, the Pango, for example. Especially before they get their BKBs, potentially. Blink on the Tide as well. So they have this double, like, reach, like, slash team fight catch potential. LGD need a way of find a way of killing the Bane first, I think.
With Guna Blade used, Moon Meander's not even going to die. They've got the Nightmare on to Y. Arrow backlines doesn't. Oh, does land. If he's got all the way at the edge. Fiend's Grip now on a Y. Ravage with the blink. That lands on 2. Y, Faith Beyond, Shinkyu. See you later. That's 3.
That was sick.
That arrow just on the edge.
I don't know how the arrow went all the way through into the backline, but...
It's 2 heroes and then hit the target of the 3rd.
But yeah, they do manage it, though. Fair play. I mean, LGD get this top tier too, which is great, but they're hemorrhaging kills.
Yeah.
And all over the map at the moment, and they can't run into them. Like you said, this OD doesn't play this, like, 5-on-5 team fights at this point in the game very well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kind of feels like, though, this is a spot that LGD have been in a lot with, you know, just the change right now from Nothing to Say to Xiao Wei and working with that kind of transition. And they've gotten better at it, of course, but they've been in this spot, 8K down a lot. And now they're going to look over. They've got the duel out on a Saberlight. Can they get the damage? No, they've got the Nightmare. Oh, still looking for it. Saberlight now on the run with the Moonlight Shadow out. They look to get the kill on the Xiao Wei. They'll end up trading 1 for 1. They've got buyback available on the Tide if they want to use it, but he doesn't have Ravage for 83 seconds, so he'll most likely hold it. They've got the Astral Imprisonment on the Tomato, but again, under the Shroud of Moonlight Shadow, and that'll help them escape once more. And he's got the Aegis anyway, and fighting into that Troll looks to be potentially a very dangerous move.
God, this is crazy, crazy good. I mean, nice pick off by LGD, right, though. They get the tide, which is great, but... And it stops the relentless aggression from Undying.
Yeah.
Kind of forces them to back off a little bit, and especially when they have the Aegis in this time, not what they want to be doing necessarily, so...
Meander also hits 15, so he's got the Moonlight Shadow giving 20 evasion. Smoke on 2. They've got Blink Blade Mail and they have the Laguna ready, but now, Zhao 8 blinking away from what could have been a certain death.
They have DD
They're going to
smoke.
smoke.
Yeah.
They want to go. Blink Dagger picked up by Y. He's finally got that availability of going in with the Rolling Thunder and blinking in to disrupt this fight. Again, the question becomes, can Dubru find himself the right positioning to make sure that that doesn't happen?
Man, this should be the last, I'll say not the last 2 out of 2 towers, but the 2 towers in the top lane here. I mean, that Tim will just dies to the DD troll.
And if you want to defend it, they're going to go with the smoke and try and make something happen. Ball lightning all the way through, looking for Zhao 8. Jinku comes over. He's used the Dragon Slave to have the damage to get the kill on Zhao 8. They're going to look. Ball lightning back in and back out and back in again. As Meander will get the kill and take out this Legion. That should secure them to tier 2 if they want to pressure it, but the creep wave is kind of far. And the Aegis is timing out, and it will do so right now.
They got a lot, though, with the Aegis.
Oh, for sure. I will say, though, LGD has kind of sustained it at 8k for the last 4 minutes or so.
And I think most
they're
of
in a great spot, but they have stopped the bleeding a bit.
Most of that comes from the Tide death, though, I think, before. So, yes, LGD stemming the bleeding a little bit, but you know, you still have to favour Undying massively here. But like I said, you know, they do have 3 cores that can all scale relatively well with the OD, the Legion, and the Clinks, so... And they do have ways of dealing with the troll. You know, they've got the disarm on the Pango, they've got the OD with the banish.
Smoke from LGD. And Meander, they've got the duel off the leap. They should have the damage to get the duel victory here. Just in the nick of time, but they're going to bolt lightning and look for that vortex to try and get the kill. They've got the Fiend's Grip once again onto the Pangolier. They've got the press the attack. Zhao 8 trying to run. Tomato coming over. They have the whip. They'll get the Astral Imprisonment onto 2 as they've got this axe picked up by Faith Beyond, who will try and TP out. The Ravage committed, and that'll get the kill on the OD at least. They wanted 1. They will get it. It does cost them the Ravage, and he does show off that axe.
Yeah, that could be worse for LGD, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not great, but again, considering the state of the game, it's really not that bad. Nice axe, though, from the OD there with the double imprisonment. Keeps the Legion alive.
Like you said, that could have been awful.
It could have been absolutely horrendous. And they're going Halberd as well on the Legion here, so... Status assist, obviously, against the Tide and the Bane, very good, but also the disarm against the Troll. Going to be really helpful.
And he's holding onto that Fey Grenade. We'll see what he's able to accomplish with this item set right now. Like you said, going Heaven's Halberd, and that was fractions away from being Pango dead, Zhao 8 dead, Faith Beyond dead. Because they had the Fiend's Grip on the Pango. They had Vortex ready to go. Cat Zhao 8, like, they had some control. They just didn't have enough control, and it was maybe the non-expectance of that Ags from Faith Beyond who was able to get that save as well. Daedalus next for Clinks. He's got that shard, so Skeleton Walk getting that burning army.
But this,
and now the Ags on Tide. Wow.
Oh, Joe.
Looking for the duel, and that's going to come through onto the Bane. They'll get the kill on the Dubu. They'll get the victory as well.
Good pick off.
And showing off that Gleipnir as well for Clinks.
Yeah. Cool light in this game. Again, another way of helping deal with the Troll, and I think their lack of catch is a little bit evident at times on LGD in these team fights, so makes sense.
Looking at add the kiting potential, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at this Mirana's net worth still again, though. Like, I don't know. Maybe it feels like it's the 2 Radiant cores that's falling behind a little bit. That's why it looks so good, but...
Seems like another one of those games where it's like all on Ame.
Yeah. We've seen a few of those though.
Like, you know, Death Stranding? You're just walking with a giant backpack and you're tilting over. Oh.
Don't start with these references again, B-Cop.
It's a new video game. It's... oh
right,
my
B-Cop,
God.
You're playing Dota 2. You're casting Dota.
All lightning
it's
in.
very...
Jinku goes down.
Dota players don't play anything except
On the back
Dota.
lines of this, though, Rolling Thunder, they've got the damage coming in into Dubu, but they've got the Guardian Greaves coming out from Moonyander, and now... can they at least get the kill onto this Bane? No, they can't. The blink into the Ravage. They'll get the kill onto Dubu. Finally, and take out the Bane, but it's going to be 3 heroes still with his Space Beyond hitting the deck with the BKB being popped by Tomato. Saberlight falls to Ame. Ame and Zhao 8 are still here to potentially go for one more and get a duel off. They do have Blink and then the duel ready for Zhao 8. They just don't want to commit, even though that Gleipnir had stopped the Mirana as well as that troll. A little bit dangerous.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Ooh, again, ball lightning through. Zhao 8, press the attack, gets the blade mail off. There's the Gleipnir, damage on the Bryle. Tomato coming in, he's got the battle trance and the kill. Bryle, monster kill streak. We talked about him being 8-2 and 10, now he's 12-2 and 15. Man is going on a rampage right now.
That fight could have been so much worse for LGD as well. The grip onto the Clinks, keeping him still. He only got BKB off before the Ravage hit because the Sanity's Eclipse came through from the OD, which killed the Bane. If they don't kill the Bane there, then the Clinks doesn't get his BKB off before the Ravage hits. And then the Clinks dies as well. So, really close margins here to LGD collapsing massively in that fight, but they just about get away with it.
They just get away with it, but they do hemorrhage again a lot of kills. Undying playing really well right now.
This second Roche they beat up. Not as important as last patch. Obviously, you don't get the all 3 items, but still very, very strong here.
Moonlight Shadow, Sentry down. They're trying to find a pick off. Zhao 8 looking like he's going to be the one. Dubu has Fiend's Grip in 2-1. Ball Lightning doesn't even really need it. They'll get the kill on a Zhao 8 right next to what? Roche Pit. That was the answer.
There's going to be a blink here on OD though coming out.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't even think they get in here quick enough. They have the scan. They know it's being taken.
No,
that's going to be Aegis and the Shard. And that will be Shard right now on Tomato. And yeah, he'll devour it. You equip that. You eat the cheese. Ag's Blessing. I don't even know. Like, do you eat the Ags?
Ooh. You see the Clinks, but I was going to say, even if you dust them up there, I'm not sure what you can do.
Now you're fighting around the Aegis again. They pick up the Shard. It's a 10k lead for Undying. How do you play around this if you're LGD?
I mean, they've been doing okay so far. They're playing around it, right?
Kind of. It's...
considering how far behind they were.
Yeah.
They see the troll mid, right? So they want to make something happen bot here because they know the troll's not going to be here with the Aegis.
Clinks looking over, finds this Tide. Tide's got Ravage. This is a tough play-in, but they've got the Sanity's Eclipse. They'll hit the duel. Now they're going to look over to get the kill on Tide Hunter, but now they've got themselves the Vortex. They'll finally get the kill on Saberlight. Astro Imprisonment once again. That comes through on a Moonmeander. Dubu going into the Fiend's Grip. That's out on a Y, who will swashbuckle away, but not to safety.
DD on the
Tomato
troll.
Gets the kill. He's got the DD. He's also got the BKB. The arrow somehow finds Face Beyond again. Press the attack comes out from Zhao 8. They're going to buy back on Y. They'll find themselves that Nightmare on Tomato. And he's also hit with that Moonlight Shadow, or not hit with it. He's under the shroud of it. Astro Imprisonment comes through, and now he starts to run away. Undying, I don't know if they want any of this right now as they start to back off.
I don't think they're a little bit worried about the Tide buyback, I think, because if they commit to a fight and the Tide comes back in, the fight could turn really quickly. So the fact they don't get the troll Aegis there is a bit of a shame for them, because they kind of could have like poked and prodded to finish that one off, but just yeah, a little bit worried about the buyback.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And this is what we're saying. You see the troll mid, you want to try and make something happen while he's not there. Right. Find the Tide, all of a sudden, Undying. It's like the first Aegis. They have this big time now where they can't utilize the Aegis as much as they would have hoped for because the Tide's dead.
And now, speaking about the Mirana, Mumiander now ahead of Zhao 8. And he's going to E-Blade next. Solar Crest, Guardian Greaves, into the E-Blade, Mumiander becoming a big issue.
It's such a good item this game as well, the E-Blade.
Ooh, they've got Vision ready to go, and they see Zhao 8. They're going to really just look to pack it on. They don't have Fiend's Grip, but they do have the Nightmare. 4 staff into the Nightmare, of course. Although Ame is here, Arrow will come in, that will land. Rolling Thunder, Gleipnir trying to turn this one. Tomato's got the Aegis, but they've got the damage coming out on the Duba. They'll get the kill onto the Bane at least. LSA, Ravage to follow it up from Saberlight is going to be enough. Ball Lightning coming through, Phase Beyond in a little bit of trouble. There's the Gush. They get the kill on Phase Beyond. Phase Beyond's going to buy back immediately. He's going to try and TP into the fight, but they get the kill on the Zhao.
Troll has no ult.
Tomato. And now, on the run, but there's the Astral Imprisonment. Oh. Running. Gleipnir, BKB, and not enough damage for LGD. Use the Rampage. Still has Battle Trance available.
That was
on the
very squeaky bum time for Undying, right? they find the Legion, but
both lives.
Yeah, the Troll pops a Battle Trance. Just as the Aegis goes down, right?
He popped Rampage.
Sorry, Rampage.
Yeah, I think it's the same, similar sounds.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I hate this. What really annoys me is that the ready check sound is the same as the scan. Like, why? Why are they the same?
Recycle. You never heard the song? RECYCLE, recycle. It's from Rocco's Modern Life. Come on, man.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, anyway, back to the thing about the other game before, from like 5 minutes ago. Nobody who plays Dota plays any other games, B-Cop. So...
Rocco's Modern Life is a TV show from Nickelodeon.
No, but you were saying about the other thing before. Like,
yeah, Death Stranding.
Dota takes up too much time.
Did that go like Game of the Year?
We don't have time for like TV. We don't have time for other games.
Gleipnir comes in. They're going to look for the duel. BKB gets popped. Tomato looking to get the kill here on a Zhao 8. They've got the arrow, the Astral Imprisonment, and now the LSA is not going to land on anybody. The Battle Trance comes down from Tomato, and now they'll get the kill on the Fiend's Beyond as well as Y. They'll go over and finish off Zhao 8. They've got the Fiend's Grip. Ooh, stun. Is it enough? No. Ame dead too. 4 heroes, no buyback.
I think that's the game, right?
That might be. They're going to stomp down mid and maybe be hesitant on buybacks. We'll see how much they commit.
They know there's no buyback on the OD, but...
Do they know about the rest enough to commit? They're going to take these buildings very quickly.
I think, and they can take at least like 2 sets of racks, right? But
if they want to play it safe, yeah, they can go mid to bottom. We'll see.
It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Ooh, you say that, Ball Lightning all the way in, and, well, now everybody's dead. And I think they're just going to go for Force.
Yeah, they're going to go for it now. Oh, dear.
And that's Rat Dota. Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's the exact opposite, but
yeah,
sure.
I was going to say, it's definitely not Rat Dota. Fair play to Undying as well.
Oh, yeah.
They've looked really solid this game, and for a lot of NA fans, we haven't been able to see their teams play on like this like EU bootcamp era yet, right? Just before TI. Undying come over, they make a statement straight away in game 1, which is awesome. Hopefully, moving forward, we get to see more from them because I think they're a really likable team as well. You have to say. So yeah, it's really cool.
Now, likable and now hitting the international stage, looking to make a statement here, especially with a tough matchup of LGD with or without nothing to say. Zhao 8's certainly proven himself not only recently but in the past before. So like it's definitely like, oh, we're playing LGD. It's not a walk in the park. Like this